Hello, TUI. I was recently at one of your hotels and was standing at the buffet. So many delicious things, beautifully presented and really, really good. But I noticed something that really got me thinking. An incredible amount of food ends up in the trash. Many guests overfill their plates and then don't manage to eat it all. And whatever's left at the end of the buffet, that just gets thrown away, right? That's a real shame. And honestly, pretty awful. I really hope you do something about it. Best, Killian.
The food in our hotels is definitely delicious. But does it really end up in the trash when it isn't eaten at the buffet? That's what I want to find out today.
Da sind wir dran, oder? Ein TUI-Podcast über Nachhaltigkeit und die Zukunft des Reisens.
My name is Rebecca and I work for TUI. And in this podcast, I'm on a quest to find out how TUI is tackling the challenges around sustainability. And to learn more about what we're doing to prevent food waste, I followed the invitation of Nikolina Japalak. She is the food and beverage manager at the TUI Blue Adriatic Beach in Croatia. And that's exactly where I am. You might hear it in the background. It's still lunchtime and next to me is Nikolina. Hi, thank you for the invitation.
Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you.
So maybe before we start on how to prevent food waste, where is food waste coming from? Can you tell us a little bit about food waste in general? I mean, you deal with food waste and food every day, right?
Okay, most of the time the food is coming from overproduction because we are not actually...
The food waste is coming?
Food waste, yeah. Food waste is coming from the overproduction. Things, you know exactly how much guests they're going to eat pasta, how much they're going to eat meat, how many, what they like. But most of the waste is coming straight from the buffet.
Straight from the buffet?
Yes.
Because when you produce too much and dinner time is over?
Yes.
Okay. But you said you have like a solution. You're using like a magical scale. It's not actually magical. It's working with artificial intelligence. It's called Kitro. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about what you're doing with this scale? It's a scale to prevent food waste. That, to me, does not sound that magical.
I can tell you something funny about this guy. Okay, I was very skeptic when we get into the Kitro introduction, that we're going to get Kitro. So we were very skeptic about it, you know, how some artificial intelligence can measure one leaf of lettuce or stuff like that. So we were actually very, very excited to get to know our new colleague, actually.
So you call the scale your new colleague?
Yes, because he gave us a lot of help inside the kitchen. He helped us to reduce a lot by now.
Yeah.
So I consider him as a colleague.
Can we see this colleague? Is he around? We're at the buffet right now. Is he around?
Of course.
Okay, let's go to the kitchen,
he is right here,
I guess, right?
Yeah.
So the new and favorite colleague of Nikolina is standing in a noisy area of the kitchen. People are preparing food around us. And it's a big trash can standing on a scale.
It is. You're surprised, but it is. And this is all you can see from my colleague.
Okay,
he's so small, but so big, actually.
Okay, so it is a scale with, you know, like a scale you would step on, but in like, other than the scale that you actually step on, it has like a camera on top. So it films inside of the big trash can.
Yeah, actually, so after each meal, we are putting the new scales, the new garbage bin on the scale. And then when we throw in the food, the camera is circling around and recording and measuring everything.
Okay.
So even the leaf of lettuce.
Okay. So can you tell us how this looks like step for step? Dinner time is over. There's still food on the buffet. What do you or your colleagues do?
Okay. The food, what we can reuse, we are reusing like pasta, rice or something we are reusing. But for the food which is supposed to be thrown, we are coming here with straight from the buffet, throwing inside.
Inside of the trash can that is on the scale?
And then Kitro is measuring what we throw inside. Was it the sauce? Was it the meat? Was it the vegetables inside? Whatever he can recognize inside, and he can recognize a lot.
Okay. And he can even recognize small pieces of lettuce, and he can then distinguish.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, he is very smart.
He is.
Okay, so dinner is over, or lunch is over, breakfast is over. You do that after every meal, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then all the leftover buffet that can't be eaten anymore, you throw it in this trash can, gets analyzed. And to me, it kind of sounds a bit illogical because you're throwing away food to prevent food waste. How does that work?
Okay, so basically from the beginning, we had a lot of food waste, as I could notice. But when we met Kitro, we didn't know how to operate. We couldn't track, you couldn't separate the things, and you couldn't actually see exactly where is your food weight is coming from. Is this from, for example, from vegetables, from meat, from pasta? Because everything was thrown in the same garbage, so basically in the end, you couldn't see anything.
Okay, so you were able to say, okay, we always have a little bit of potatoes left and a bit of salad, but you didn't know how much.
Yes.
And Pietro, your new colleague, is analyzing this. So now you know how much is away.
Now we know. From the beginning, we were just checking. We didn't do anything about. We were just checking how it works. And then we slowly we start to cut and get the overproduction to the minimum.
And what was it that your new colleague, Pietro, realized that you were throwing away a lot? Potatoes, salad?
It was a lot of pasta.
Pasta?
Pasta.
We all love pasta.
From the beginning, yeah. Now
Okay.
we're reusing actually pasta because when we don't have that much waste, because the food which coming from the buffet basically is going to the staff canteen as well. Whatever is reusable, whatever is not reusable.
What is reusable and what is reusable? It always confuses me. Like, what can you, after the dinner time is over, what can you put in the staff canteen and what has to go into the trash?
Okay, I'm going to tell you this way. For example, when we have meat, we cut the meat and usually we put some sauce on top. But basically, we don't put all sauce on top on every meat. But the meat, what is left over, it can be reusable. The one came from the buffet with the sauce after 2 hours, it cannot be reusable anymore. So the same is with pasta.
Okay.
They are cooking a lot of pasta inside since we have a lot of guests. And then whatever it's reusable, whatever it's not with the sauces, we are making another sauce and reuse this
okay.
product because pasta can be, yeah.
Okay, and you said you...
Potatoes we have to throw.
Okay.
Most of the fish as well.
Yeah. Hygienic reason, right?
Hygienic reason,
Yeah.
and the things you cannot reheat or something. Yeah.
And so what did Kitro tell you did too much of? Pasta?
It was pasta, potato. Potato was as well. Cooked vegetables.
It's all my favorite food.
Yeah. But it just depends on the guest. The 1 week the guests, they are eating most vegetarian food and vegetables. Some of them, they love fish. 1 week is like they're all into the meat. So it's kind of tricky to set the things, but this guy is helping us.
So was there a moment that you were really surprised by in your new work with Kitro? Maybe a food item that you didn't need or something that you loved and that had to go from the buffet?
It was the fennel.
Fennel?
Was definitely fennel, because the guests, they didn't eat it at all. But we kept them on the menu because we didn't realize, what I told you from the beginning, that everything was in the same garbage bin, so you couldn't actually go through the garbage and check what was wrong. But then we realized, with the help of Kitro, that fennel is totally useless at the buffet, so we changed for some other things. That's why I want to tell you, it helps for the menu change and menu refreshment as well, because you can actually realize what the guests like and what the guests don't like, so you can actually adjust the menu.
Okay, so this guy helps you to just cook exactly as much or nearly exactly as much as we actually need, or you actually need.
It actually helps us to prevent the food waste.
Okay.
So whatever we cook for the guests, we are not using everything. We just give as much as they need, and then we reuse the food again.
Do you have any numbers on that? Like how much less food you throw away?
I would say it's like 45%.
Well, you cut your food waste
from last year that we have Kitro.
Yeah.
From last year till now, I think we are on good way to go.
Okay, and that's probably also saves a lot of money, right?
A lot.
Okay, so it's a win-win situation. Before coming here, I also asked around. I asked, for example, my cruise colleagues at TUI Cruises, and they also have like a lot of really cool projects. One of my favorite was that they are donating surplus food in Scandinavian ports. And at TUI River Cruises, they're actually also using your colleague, and they even cut their food waste by 50% per guest. So there are a lot of different initiatives, and your colleague is one of them. And I know that other hotels are using them. Do you know how many?
How many hotels?
How many hotels are
I
using?
think around 12.
Okay. And I even I talked to my colleagues or your colleagues or our colleagues at TUI Blue Medina Garden, and they really went all in on like really trying to save as much food as possible. And they reduced food waste of some of the items of 80%. So I think is it kind of like a race between different hotels to reduce the food waste as much as possible?
I really don't think so. I think we have the same goal. So.
Okay. So the goal, now that you say it, in all TUI hotels is to cut the food waste by 25% by 2030. And I think the baseline is just last year. So we started this, and it seems like your hotel is on a really good way.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think the other hotels, they should do the same as well.
Yeah, and your colleague Kitro, he helps, I asked the company who produces him, sorry, he's not a person, so he has a company that builds him, and they said that he can save about 30% of food waste in every hotel. If we say that a hotel has 1,000 guests, and you then cut food waste by 30%, we have about 60 grams of food waste per guest night. So if you cut that by 30%, you're almost saving 18 kilos of food waste per day in just one hotel. So I guess that's pretty good. As a guest in a hotel, you invited me. I am your guest. I really enjoyed the food. I am worried because I love the face and the variety. Is anything going to change?
No.
Okay.
Nothing's going to change. Just everything is coming like in smaller portions.
Okay.
And we serve how much the guest needs. So, but variety and quality stay the same.
Awesome. I love hearing that as a guest and as a sustainability enthusiast. But for those who want to enjoy their holidays and the big buffets, you said in the beginning, yes, most of the food waste comes from the buffet itself, but a lot of it also comes from the plates of the people. So what would you say we guests can do to avoid food waste?
Okay, usually we are not like advising the guests to save the food, but we put a small a note at the buffet as well to help us reduce the food waste.
Yeah.
To take it by little, smaller portions, take how much you're gonna eat. I mean, the same at home. You put on your plate how much you're gonna eat. If you need more, you come back for more. So
true. We're standing in the middle of the kitchen. And I'm gonna let you back to your new colleague and the food that you're overseeing. Nicolina, thank you so much. I hope that our listeners are able to hear us because we are in a noisy kitchen and a lot of food is prepared here, but thank you so much for taking the time.
I really hope to. Otherwise, there is some luck in this. You should come back one more time. So
I will. Thank you, Nicolina.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Nicolina and her team, including some non-human members, have managed to reduce food waste by around 45%. That's quite something. And across the several hundred hotels in the TUI portfolio, there are all sorts of different approaches to this. Small measures like cutting a bell pepper differently already made a huge difference. But our customer question was about what happens to the food left over on the buffet. And the TUI Blue Los Gigantes in Tenerife was even recognized for its effort in this area with an award. And I spoke with a chef, David, and when I asked him about his solution to food waste, he said, you have to see it for yourself and should come by. So here I am, back in a restaurant, this time after dinner and this time at the TUI Blue Los Gigantes in Tenerife. Although dinner's over and most of the guests have already left, there's still quite a bit left on the buffet. And now that the guests are done, the waiters, kitchen staff and the other hotel employees are coming in and they start helping themselves to the buffet. I'm just gonna follow them to see where they're going. It's back in the kitchen. This time people are cleaning up. I mean, it's at the end of the day. And just around the corner in the break room, there are the plates the employees have filled for themselves. And oh, there's David. Hello, may I join
Hi, Rebecca.
you?
How are you?
Good, thank you. So I'm standing in this part of the kitchen. It's kind of cold in here.
Yes, the cold room. It's where we prepare the tapas and starters.
Okay, and so you're putting food in boxes right now, but before I ask what you're doing right now, I wanted to ask that. So I just came here from the buffet and dinner time is over. All the people have gone up to their hotel rooms or wherever.
Enjoying entertainment.
Yes, and now the waiters and the other staff is packing a lot of food on plates. Is it dinner time for them now?
It's dinner time for them. They help themselves to whatever we have left.
Okay.
And what they don't eat or take away with them, we put into little takeaway boxes. And we use the rest of the staff and have that daytime. So I get the opportunity to have some food that we prepared at night.
But the reason I'm also here at the TUI Blue Los Gigantes is that you're avoiding food waste in another way. So there's, first of all, what's left from the buffet that is still on the buffet. And that is what we just saw the staff is taking and eating right now.
Yeah.
But then there's the other food that is prepared in the kitchen and was about to be rolled out into the dining hall. And then they were like, oh, no.
If it's finished, that goes put away into the fridges. We have separate fridges for different things. Salads, meats, cooked meat, fish, and whatnot. That gets put away and we use it next day for our lunches.
Oh, okay.
So hardly anything goes to it.
Okay, so, and what exactly is put into boxes then?
Boxes, it could be whatever's left at night. It could be a curry, it could be chili con carne, fish, spring rolls, whatever's left. We put it into boxes and we store it in the fridges.
So the food that has been out at the buffet and the guests have not eaten it, and then the staff that's working now, they
get their opportunity to have something to eat.
And what's left
And what's
then,
left of that, we put into boxes for the next day.
But isn't that tricky with rules, regulations, hygiene?
No, but it's taken straight from the buffet into boxes, into the fridge. It's not left out anywhere.
Okay, so
everything is just
it's
done.
Cold the entire time. Like it's not warmed.
No, it's left.
Okay. And I guess that your colleagues are all pretty happy about that, right?
Well, it does cut them down. On your shopping at times.
You sometimes take home food?
I do, yeah. I do enjoy the chili con carne, the goat meat, or nice curry. But I do make them myself, so I'm biased. So it's a night we don't have to cook. So it's
That's nice.
I do take home occasionally when he's around. There's a homeless guy wanders around. I do tend to, if I know he's going to be around, I'll take a Tupperware.
That's nice.
Or two.
I'm wondering if you have any numbers on how much less food you throw away.
Well, I'd maybe say about 20-25% less. It depends. Nobody still wants vegetables. Nobody wants to take Brussels sprouts home.
Nobody wants to take, well, Brussels
sprouts.
Why do you make Brussels sprouts then?
No, well, people do enjoy them. I personally don't.
Okay. And so the food is getting put into plastic boxes, and it always is very tricky to be an environmental cautious person.
It swings around. What you're doing good on one side, it takes away from another. So we're saving food, but we've got plastic one-use containers.
It's single-use containers.
It's technically you shouldn't. You reuse them.
Okay.
I know some do at home. That's fine.
Okay.
But for the amount of people we serve and work with, it's not possible. It's best not to.
Okay.
So until we can find an alternative to the plastics, a cheaper alternative if possible, we could change. We will change eventually. I know a lot of places now are using cardboard for their boxes.
Okay.
And you've got a lot of sauce. That doesn't help.
And we all love sauce.
Yeah.
You have been in this hotel for about 6 years?
6 years now.
And when did this start that you tried to...
This happened just after the COVID, when we started coming back.
Okay, what's the story behind it?
Well, I think it was just because we had less customers. There was slightly more food being left at the end of the night, and to throw it away was a crime. A lot of people ask us what we do, and it was, at the time, it was thrown away, but now we do keep it. They'll think, oh, that's good, because there is an awful lot of food at the end of the night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's less wastage and less landfill. It's even better. And everyone's happy about it because we get free food.
So to me, it seems kind of easy. You have less food waste, you have happier employees, the planet is happy. I'm wondering why are not more hotels doing that?
I think some are. And it does help with everyone's sense of community. Everybody's happy.
Okay. Well, it sounds like if everybody's happy, then I don't want to disturb you in putting food in boxes and want to let you do your job.
That's all right. End of the night anyway, so
It's time to go home.
Get this done and away.
Thank you so much,
No
David.
problem.
You have
Nice
a
to
good
see
day.
you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Hello, TUI. I was recently at one of your hotels and was standing at the buffet. So many delicious things, beautifully presented and really, really good. But I noticed something that really got me thinking. An incredible amount of food ends up in the trash. Many guests overfill their plates and then don't manage to eat it all. And whatever's left at the end of the buffet, that just gets thrown away, right? That's a real shame. And honestly, pretty awful. I really hope you do something about it. Best, Killian.
Hey, Kilian. First of all, great to hear you liked the food. And yes, food waste is definitely something we take seriously. TUI has set a goal to cut food waste by 25% by 2030. The baselines are the financial year 24 for cruise and hotel and 25 for airline. There are a lot of initiatives already in place, like smart scales powered by AI, which we're rolling out to more hotels, giving leftover food to our teams, donating what we can. We are also introducing simple steps, like smaller plates, a la carte options, and smarter portion planning. So when it comes to food waste, I can say we are on it. Cheers, Rebecca. Da sind wir dran, oder? Ein TUI-Podcast über Nachhaltigkeit und die Zukunft des Reisens. Wenn ihr Fragen oder Anregungen habt, dann schreibt mir gerne an rebecca@tui.com. Rebecca mit CC. Falls ihr mehr über Nachhaltigkeit bei der TUI erfahren möchtet, klickt auf tuigroup.com/Nachhaltigkeit. Dieser Podcast wird produziert von Bose Park Productions. Host und Redaktion Rebecca Gehrig mit Unterstützung von Magnus Hüttenbehrend und Christian Rapp. Ein besonderer Dank geht an das Kommunikations- und an das Nachhaltigkeitsteam der TUI Group. Vielen Dank fürs Zuhören und bis zur nächsten Episode.